Rick Guinotte, an experienced optometric professional, has been entrenched in the field since 1989, holding various roles ranging from technician to territory director. With a rich background overseeing 18 practices and managing over 120 employees, Rick transitioned to an advisory role in 2009 and founded Acquios Advisors in 2015. He's been instrumental in assisting optometric practices in achieving growth, enhancing efficiencies, fostering team dynamics, and setting strategic goals. Rick's expertise extends to all phases of a practitioner's career, from launching new practices to exceeding revenue targets, adding associates, and devising exit strategies.
Excited to have you tuning in here. This is our first of many new videos we're going to be doing. We plan to do these once a month and kind of give everybody just an idea of the state of the union of the industry, what we're seeing as we work with multiple clients, hundreds of clients across the country right now, in various phases of their professional career, whether they're opening a practice, whether they've got an established practice or in the process of bringing in partners, or even selling practices, which we have a lot of people out there. So I'll put a nice little plug in there. If you're a younger OD looking for a great opportunity to get in with a private practice and wanting to get into an office where you can become a partner and eventually buy out somebody, we've got offices from Washington to Florida, from Maine to Arizona, and everywhere in between having that have those opportunities. Well, I'm Rick with Acquios Advisors, one of the founders and CEO of the company. And one of the biggest hot topics that we have going on right now in our industry is we're seeing, obviously human resources, staff issues are the biggest challenge I think people are facing right now. Whether you're in Chicago, Seattle, Maine, Miami, Texas, or Los Angeles, it seems like there's a lot of issues happening. And one of the simplest of things is attendance. Getting people to be punctual to their to show up to work on time. It's very interesting to see because years ago, we didn't really have this issue, but it seems like over the past few years we have, and I don't think there's any one thing we can point our finger at that's causing this to happen. I just think it's a matter of the times that we're in, and I think it's the workforce feels like they should have more flexibility, and that's very difficult in an optometric practice when we have appointments scheduled from a certain time starting in the morning to a certain time in the evening. A flex schedule just doesn't fly in a patient care environment where we need to be there when the patients need us. So how do you address this? How do you figure out how to improve your punctuality, your attendance, and even improve the amount that some of you have voiced to me that it seems like some staff may not care as much as they used to? Or how do we get them to take more responsibility or more ownership in their work that they do for the patient when they're in the office to help them become better for you, but help to educate the patient so that you're sending them out with a better quality of life? And I think that one of the suggestions I'll make, very general here, is if you haven't reviewed your mission statement with your team in the past 12 to 14 months, make that a topic of conversation at your next team retreat. Speaking of team retreats or team meetings, when are you having your team meetings? When was the last time you did a team retreat? Retreats are important. It brings people together, and it shows people, that you're investing in them and you're showing them your vision. And I think over the past years, many people got away from or shied away from doing regular staff meetings and retreats because it was difficult. We were short-staffed. We couldn't afford to do this because we were so lean and mean. We just wanted to get through the day and move on. You've got to be careful of just moving on and going that route. You need to take the time and spend time with your employees and your team to enhance their understanding of what you do. And it's amazing to me when I look back at the office I started in, and this is the office I started in back in 1989. There's many people that are still in the industry that work there, and I give a lot of credit to the doctor that worked in that office with us, and he would include us and teach us what was happening with the patients. He did not just tell us what to do with the patient. He explained why we have to do what we do. What happened to the patient? And this is before the days of Optos and, quite honestly, retinal cameras. So he would actually pull us into the exam room and have us look through ophthalmoscopes, slit lamps, and so on, to be able to get an understanding of what GPC looked like and what caused it and how bad it was. I know GPC is kind of a thing of the past in most cases, but it was one of those things that he really included us to make us better for the patients and understand what was happening and what we could do differently. So you need to remind your patients of what it is you do, what you're helping them to do. Get them excited about the industry. You know, just the other day, there was somebody on one of the social media pages who made a comment that he or she was not happy anymore coming to work. They've lost their passion, they lost their drive, they're coming in and putting in time. You know, I'm not saying that person's at fault, but you've got to get the team to get you excited again about what it is you do, and remind yourself there's more to optometry today than ever before, and how you're able to really, you know, I say this all the time, give life-saving diagnosis to patients. And you're making a change in their quality of life, and your whole team is helping you. So if you haven't put together a retreat opportunity, or looked at opportunities for retreats, I should say, I'll put a little plug in here. Live Your Mission is at the end of April. It's April 26th and 27th down in Kansas City at the Great Wolf Lodge. You know, come learn, regenerate your staff by reviewing your mission statement. Who are you? What's your brand? What are you about? You don't have to come necessarily to our event to do that. You can do that yourself. Is it better with colleagues there? Absolutely. So yeah, I'm going to put a plug in there for Live Your Mission, because I think it's a great event to pull your team together and be able to do it. Costs next to nothing, and it's at a great place to bring family and enjoy a great weekend in Kansas City. So you need to work with team development and make sure your staff is understanding how you want them to grow within your business. Again, back to staff attendance, punctuality, caring. The more you care about them, the more they'll care about the business. In the larger offices, if you're a multi-doctor practice, it's going to be more challenging, especially if you haven't been doing some of these things for a few years, because you may have some staff members that have been with you for a longer period of time that have not or are not buying into it, and it's going to take a little at a time. So you've got to maybe start with those people that are that can most easily influence the others in your team, those leaders in your office, that if you start to show a little bit of interest in them and invest in them, that they will then get the others excited and go, okay, this is kind of cool. And especially those newest hires that you have in here, make sure they see what you're being able to do, because when you invest in them, they're going to invest back in you. Some of you might be shaking your head going, you know, I've tried to do retreats and the staff expects more and more from me when I do this. Don't let the minority overtake the majority. Always manage to the rule, not the exception. You know, and I know that if you do these types of things, whether it could be going to a escape room, take them bowling, do something outside of the office. Not every employee may come the first time, the second time, but maybe the third, fourth time, a couple more people come in and they start to see how much fun we can have, because you need to develop your family, your work family, and help people to see what's there for them. Allow them to bring the children once in a while. I know that's a big concern by a lot of people. My kids are in school. I want to spend more time with them. Make it a family event. Do a picnic. The weather's great. It's the end of March right now. April's right there. Or get some burgers. Have a contest. Whoever does at the top 50%, they're going to be weighted on the bottom 50% at the picnic. The bottom 50 has to cook for the top 50. I mean, just come up with something fun and make it enjoyable. Or you, the owner, man the grill. Have a good time with it. Personally, I love grilling, so it's not a problem for me. In addition to reviewing your mission statement, remind your staff what your core values are. Spend some time helping them to understand what they're about and how you want them empowered to be able to take care of patients and not have to go to somebody else to get answers for any questions that they have. Make sure you're working together with people like that. All of the things I'm suggesting here are simple, easy, and I'm telling you, it will help you with your team. But you have to also put in a system of accountability. So if you talk about your mission statement, you talk about buying in, you talk about them caring more about your practice and the patients that are walking through your doors and going through the patient production cycle, and you help enhance their training and development, you also want to recognize the people for stepping up and doing great, because you don't want those people to get frustrated by the few people that aren't buying into the system and joining and getting on the boat with you. You want to make sure that you have a system of accountability that helps to coach those people into the group and be part of the team, or help coach them out, but always get somebody else in your back pocket ready to come in case somebody does leave you. So not only should you always be coaching and counseling and helping mentor people to become better for your practice, you also need to always be accepting applications and resumes for that next open position. And as I said to a client just yesterday, if you have somebody who comes in with a resume and you think you're fully staffed and that resume is a blow you out of the water kind of resume, and they have the energy that you want in your practice, figure out a way to afford that person, get them on your team today, and then work, and hopefully that person, that energy they bring to the team will elevate the others. And if it doesn't elevate the others, you still improve the office by having that top new employee coming into the office and setting a new standard for people to live up to. That's what you always want. You want to be able to always improve the team by bringing another person in that brings a skill set and energy to the group that somebody else doesn't have. So always be looking at your practice, look at your team, invest in them, always be looking how to improve them by improving it by bringing other people in, but also if you can't improve the person, help to coach them up. And if they can't coach up, help to coach them out and find something they'll be happier at. Don't accept less than what you want. Draw the line in your sands, and that's where your mission statement, your core values, is what you need to be focused on, and make sure other people are living up to it. I look forward to delivering more of these to you in the future. Please watch for more links on these through LinkedIn, our social media pages. We're here to help guide you to make the independent practices stronger than ever and make life better for your patients. Have a great day.